The record, I had nothing to do with that new Ren and Stimpy that came out. I don't know who saw it, I don't know who didn't see it, but it was just, ugh. And I knew what they were going to do. It was a big gay joke that nobody got. You know, John Christophilus, gets his show back, and after all the bad-mouthing he did of me and everything, this amateur human being finally comes out, 10 years later, puts out a show that everybody hated. And I said, good job. You know, but what do you expect from an amateur human being? But, you know, I mean, there was so much bad, untrue information on the internet for years, and then I finally got a website, and I started taking people apart. And I was acting like a baby. A big temperamental baby.
So when people figure out that you do those voices, do they ask you just, you know, on the street or, you know, wherever you might be?
Well, not a lot of people know what I look like, which is great. I love that. And I was in Hollywood one time. I was sitting at an outdoor restaurant and had a paper tablecloth and jars of crayons. You know when they just decide that's good before dinner? Take crayons and draw on your tablecloth. I don't know what that was all about, but there it was. And there's a kid with his mother sitting next to me, and he's drawing on the tablecloth. And I see this big blue nose, and then I see like a character, a retarded cat start to appear. And I said to myself, do I tell him? You know, do I say something? Because I don't know, you know? And finally I leaned over and I go, hey, you know what? I do that voice. And he goes, big deal, so do I. I said, no, I really do that. And he said, yeah, right. You know, and so I did it for him, and he fell out of his chair and broke his head open, a little brat. Yeah, think of the kids. No, I try not to. No, he was actually a good kid, but he was like every other kid, just too cool for school, you know. It's like that's what was going on. He was drawing because they didn't have video games then. You know, kids gave up art and music and everything for this little 2-by-2-inch square box they live in. Artificial challenge. And I won. Wait till you enter real life. Yeah, you're not going to feel so victorious. Because you drove another car off the road. I win.
All right. We have some more questions to
Am I actually answering questions, or am I just like...
entertaining?
First of all, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, really. Like,
wow.
Great stuff. Can you tell us anything about New Futurama?
Well, for people who don't know, we just got finished recording it. I just got done last week recording the 4th one, but we did 4 DVD movies that are going to be out in December. They're just going to be, you know, DVDs, but full feature length. And then in 2008, Comedy Central has the rights to show them as episodes. They're going to chop them up. I think they did that with Family Guy. You know what it is? Everybody's too cheap and too skittish to produce a TV show. They go, we could make more money on DVD, and then take all the stuff we just made and chop it up, and we won't have to spend any more money. You know, that's what it's all about. I'll never forget the premiere of the first episode of Futurama. We were all invited to the Griffith Observatory. And that's that famous one you see in all those old movies, you know, like Rebel Without a Cause. And, so we're in there, and they projected it on the ceiling. I'm sitting there with Matt Groening and Katie Seagal and all these people, Johnny DiMaggio. And I hardly knew them, really, because we just were getting to know each other. And Rupert Murdoch, his right-hand man, was sitting next to me. Well, actually, it was up here. And the thing was so cool. I just thought it was great, because it's very hard to do the first episode of anything, because you got to come out of the gate spitting out expositions, you know. You got to know everything about everybody as much as you can, and it's very hard to tell a story. So I just was watching it, and you know, everybody was applauding at the end of it, and I leaned to the guy and I go, what'd you think? And he goes, oh, I don't give a shit, I'm a numbers guy.